These are the life-changing habits that you need to be successful in your fitness journey. And without most of these, I would not have gotten this far. And every day they help me continue my fitness journey. Let's go ahead. First is food swapping. Yeah, we all know to eat healthy instead of bad food, but it's easier said than done. So we need to swap our habits and our foods. Basically, we have to learn how to swap the junk food to real food, basically. And to make this lifestyle sustainable, it won't be sustainable if we don't know how to do that, if we don't know what to eat, how to cure cravings, triggers, things like that. Changing the types of calories that you're consuming without sacrificing flavor. People think that basically you have to sacrifice taste. Oh, eating healthy is boring. I don't want to eat that stuff, but there's condiments. There's a million recipes online you could find. And just a little creativity, know what you like, what flavors you like. You could customize these to meal prep your food to where you don't have to worry about it not tasting good ever. You just have to be smart and be a little creative. Also, it will improve the nutrient density. You get more fiber, vitamins, minerals. So when you consume vegetables, healthy carbs, complex carbs, proteins, you get all the minerals that you need for your body to improve, to build muscle and lose fat. It makes everything easier, honestly. Yeah, also it helps you build better habits because better habits are key for longevity. So you're not gonna go from 0 to 180 overnight, but the goal is every day build these habits, continue doing them to the point where they become a no-brainer. They say it takes about 30 to 90 days to build new habits. So there's a trial period where you have to stay at it, keep at it, and be intentional. The more intentional you are, the better. Next is daily walking. Something as small as just walking could really improve your life, especially us who live mostly sedentary lifestyles. We don't move that much. Everything's easily accessible. Uber Eats, Netflix, things of that nature. Before, we used to go out and get everything we needed. Back in my day, we had to go to Blockbuster to get movies. We had to go to the store and pick up food. We had to call to order, things like that. So it took a lot of energy output to get what we needed. It was easier to stay lean. Now everything's digital, so people take advantage of that, and we're all guilty of it to an extent. Although it's good in some aspects, it's bad. So changing your habits are more important than anything, like I was saying earlier. Habits basically create your whole life. So you have good habits, you'll have a good life. Bad habits, not so good of a life. So daily walking is basically it's low effort, it's great for fat burning, recovery, and mental clarity. So if you notice when you walk after a meal or even fasted in the morning, when you wake up, the sun's hitting you, you feel clear, you're ready to start the day. You don't think about any negative stuff that's going on. You're just doing what you're supposed to do, just walking, breathing in the fresh air, having a good time, exercising. Also, you don't appreciate how good that is till you get older and you realize how important it is. I'm rambling. It's low effort. You can walk from here to the bathroom, downstairs, grocery store. It doesn't take much effort, really. But, track your steps, count your steps every day, increase the amount of steps that you take, and you realize over time that will have a compound effect on your weight loss goals, and cardiovascular health in general. So walking while fasted, yeah, or after your meals will really help you with digestion. When you're done eating a big meal, sometimes you feel like you want to go to sleep, things like that. Before you take that nap, go on a walk, 10, 20-minute walk, let it digest a little bit, then you can go do your thing. A lot of times we just eat a bunch of nonsense and then we just go straight to sleep. We wake up feeling more groggy than before. Next is prioritize protein. Prioritizing protein reduces cravings and speeds up recovery. Yeah, protein is made of amino acids, which are the building blocks of muscle. So they're the most essential micronutrient other than fats. It helps you, again, cure cravings, which fat loss. Most of the reason why people don't lose fat is they cannot fight cravings. When they're in a deficit, they're craving stuff. They have to have it. They break. And if they ate enough protein, had enough fiber, micronutrients, they wouldn't be in that mess. But they don't realize that. Also helps speed up recovery, so you could perform better the next day overall at work, school, in the gym, things like that. So protein is very important. The most important. Some examples of protein are eggs, lean meat, Greek yogurt, protein powder, shakes, etc. Also, protein helps stabilize energy levels and reduces crazy insulin spikes when eaten with carbs. A lot of times when you eat carbs, simple carbs, insulin spikes like crazy and then it crashes. So when you eat it with protein, it helps regulate all of that. So you have a sustained level of energy throughout. And it takes more effort for your body to break down the protein. So it'll keep you full longer. Yeah, protein has a higher thermic effect than carbs or fats, meaning that your body burns more calories while digesting. Next, control the type of foods you're around. I like to say out of sight, out of mind. I don't like keeping junk food in my house. And if I really want it and I'm craving it, I have to get up and go to the store to get it. Just based on that alone, sometimes you'd be surprised. You weren't feeling it really. You just thought about it. You thought it was convenient, so you went and got it. But if you really craved it, you go get up, make the effort to go to the store and get it. But more often than not, we're thirsty, we're dehydrated, your brain's playing tricks on you because it's so used to all the sugar you consume, so it wants more. But overall, you know, keep that in mind. Yeah, so if you control the type of food you're surrounded by, you will always have healthy options and you have no choice but to not cheat. You don't think about cheating, honestly. So it'll make it easier to stick to, and your willpower can only go so long before breaking. So if you live in a house with a bunch of junk food and it's trigger foods that they're foods that you don't negotiate, eventually you might break and get one or two. One or two blueberry cupcakes is there all the time looking at you when you see it. 90% of us, let's just say the people in the fitness industry, well, lean people, yeah, they have enough discipline to not eat it most days. And there's that one day you woke up too early, you came home from work late, you kept looking at it, you've been visualizing eating it on your cheat day, and it's there, and you just go crazy. But if you're not surrounded by it, you wouldn't have to even think about that. You could just not eat it and stick to your macros. So I say get rid of all trigger foods. I mean, not all junk food are trigger foods to me, to you, but the ones that trigger you, that you can negotiate for some reason, like, hey, it's there, I'm gonna have it, get rid of those. Don't even have them around you. Make a big difference. Also, prepare your meals. Well, no, no one likes to meal prep. I do. I'm a chef also. So I prepare most of my meals, but since I am a chef, I can cook whenever I want. So, if I wasn't a chef, God knows. But I'll still prepare the basics, just to get things rolling. So preparing meals to stay ahead will definitely help you. And like I'll say, prepare some staple meals that are quick and effective. That will help you. You don't have to meal prep every single meal, but two or three that you know for sure you have consistently will help you stay on track. And then freestyle some of the snacks, healthy snacks, or let's say you meal prep lunch and dinner. Breakfast, you could eat a healthier option. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, different ones, as long as it sticks to your macros. You could swap dinner for lunch. You know, I'll go more into detail later. Next is track your progress. So what doesn't get measured doesn't get managed. So tracking helps you be aware of how you're progressing. Just like everything, a budget, if you're not tracking it, you're just weighing it, you're not gonna know if you're progressing or not, and that will leave you frustrated. So it's better to track your progress. If you're not tracking, you're slacking. Track your lifts, track your food, sleep, stats, all the stats that you can control, track them. Track most of them at least. So make sure your lifts are going up every week. It doesn't have to be 5 pounds every week, but you know, same weight for 10 this week, 11 the next week, 12 the next week, then 5 pounds for 8, 9, 10. Each number that I just said right now is a week that we're progressing at. Foods, macros, make sure you're hitting your macros. You want the best results, track your food. For okay results, do your thing. But for the best results, accurate results, track your food. Numbers don't lie. So if you're not going up or not going down, and your goal, whatever your goal is, it's because your numbers are not right. Simple as that. Yeah, everyone should at least track their food and lift roughly to understand what's going on. So initially, before we get on this, I'm on a balance thing, everyone should at least know or learn how to track their food. Food labels are there for a reason, and they're allowed to be 20% off, high or low. So something that's 200 calories can be 220 or 180. So everyone should learn at least to track. That way, they have a good idea what they're eating, what they're consuming. Now, as I said, I remember the first day I measured serving of cereal. Back then, man, I used to get called the food dispenser by my cousin. The food dispenser. Can you believe that? Now it's funny. Back then, I was not happy with it. Don't call me that. So I was eat whatever. Think about a serving size of cereal. Who eats a serving size? Nobody. My serving size was at least 4 or 5 of what the box says. The first day that I had the cereal and I measured it, yeah, I learned real quick that a serving size is not what I was having. I was having way more than that. I was damn near terrified. I was like, damn, I gotta track. So, people it could go make you go one way where it's like you gotta track, or make you go the other way. Or, they get traumatized by it. But I say, you know, first route to be aware that way you have control over the situation. Just educate yourself so you can have better results. You don't need to be obsessed with every single thing. However, being mindful is self love. You're mindful of what's going on in your body. Be mindful of what's going on in your head, what you're consuming, everything. That way, you're better. That way, you're not stressed all the time. You're not cranky all the time. Your hormones are not all over the place. Everything is balanced and good. You could function well in society. Next is resistance training and quality sleep. So stick with compound lifts with progressive overload. Yes, the main lifts, squats, hinge, press, pull, deadlifts, the basics. Pull-ups overhead, pull-ups, shoulder press, bench press, rows, squats, deadlifts. You know, these will give you the most bang for your buck. Progressively overload them, increase them every week, every 2 weeks. Over time, you'll get good results. Also, the more muscle you have, the more you can burn at rest. So, pretty self-explanatory. The more muscle you build, the better your metabolism will be, the better you'll be overall. So, building muscle is very important. Less muscle you have, the worse you feel, the worse you look. So, build some decent, lean amount of muscle. That way, you can burn. Metabolism could will function better. That way, if a couple of days you eat some bad food, you go out, some special event, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about, oh, is it bloating you or not, because it's gonna go through you. So keep that in mind. And we all wish to, have that. Quality sleep. Sleep helps repair micro tears from training and reducing soreness and risk of injury. It helps you recover, the best. Okay. The better you sleep, the better you feel, the better you perform, less likely you will get injured. Yeah, poor sleep disrupts hunger hormones. So a lot of times when you're hungry, you're not really hungry, you're dehydrated. But if you sleep less, guess what? You're gonna feel hungry mostly the next day because your body's not fully recovered. It needs more fuel to perform the regular daily thing. Meanwhile, you just didn't recover properly. Yeah, it leads to more cravings, especially for sugar and processed carbs. And we don't want that. You sleep enough, you eat well enough, high protein, micronutrients, you won't even crave any of this stuff, believe me. Sometimes it gets to a point where I'm just like, I'm not craving anything. Sometimes I'm around my trigger foods and I'm like, nah, I'm not even feeling it. Can you imagine me around blueberry muffins and be like, nah, unheard of, but it happens several times. Yeah, it helps you perform better, regulates your hormones, overall makes you healthier. Weekends, like my guy Will Martin on Facebook, another online coach. Shout out to him. Great line. Don't let the weekends be your weekend. Will Martin. Shout out to him. He doesn't know who I am, but he's a G. Shout out to him for that line. That line is amazing. Weekends can make or break your progress that you got over the week. You're doing good for 5 days in a row, 6 day come, you think, oh, cheat day, and you go way over calories. For what? No, just because the weekend doesn't mean, your diet, your body doesn't care. It's Saturday, Sunday. Can be super overeating, cheating, and doing all that stuff. Yeah, have a cheat day. No, have a cheat meal. Enjoy yourself. But a lot of us take that time to go overboard. It's like, oh, cheat day. Let me have pizza, burger, pie, ice cream, muffin. They go balls to the wall. It's like food will always be there. Food will always be there. There will always be hamburgers somewhere, pizza somewhere. It will always be there. So what are you rushing to eat all of it? For what? Trigger you to have fun for some period of time. Next day you feel bloated, you want to do extra cardio, the scale's not going down because you overate. A lot of times you cheat, the next day you weigh less. That's happened several times. But if you over cheat, guess what? You hold on too much more water, feel bloated. Yeah, you don't want that. So enjoy yourself, but don't go too crazy. Don't overdo the cheat days. It's not a mission to destroy all the food around you. It's not a mission. And keep the foods around that cheat meal high in protein so you stop overeating. This one is golden. That's a cheat code in and of itself. Yeah. A lot of times when you do that, you might just have a cheat meal and a dessert and you'll be good. Because you're ready prepared. Your body's like, yeah, I don't need all that. But if you go into the cheat day without preparing or hitting your protein goal, you're fucked. You're done. Because you're gonna see all that, you're gonna see red and go crazy. But yeah, crash diets. A lot of people, yeah, because crash diets are promoted very on TV and things like that, and you don't want that. They're not sustainable. They won't solve anything for you. They won't get you. They won't help you get in shape. You'll lose a lot of water. You won't learn anything, and you'll go back to binge eating and gaining most of the weight back because you didn't learn how to diet down sustainably. Yeah, just make you go back to your old ways. And we don't want that one change and better. So why are we changing to go back to our old ways? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, we lead you back to more cravings and giving up on your fitness journey. You'll be like, man, damn this workout fitness stuff, man. I miss having cake, pie, and ice cream all the time. Guess what? You're done for. Yeah, you're done for. You're done for. So, yeah, long lasting healthy habits are the way to a sustainable life. So, we learn these habits, we implement these habits. That's how we become better. That's how we improve and get to a fitness goal. Any goal for that matter. Any goal, there's habits that we do every day that lead to us getting that goal. And fitness is no different. Fat loss, muscle building, all of that. All right, so this is it. If you guys need any extra help, hit the link in my bio. I appreciate it. Until then, like, subscribe. Peace.